in a quiet little neighborhood, where houses stood still and mornings felt the same, something extraordinary happened every Friday. While most kids were busy getting ready for school, noses buried in books or screens, a little girl named Lily stood by her front gate, holding a cupcake. Not just any cupcake, it was always pink, always homemade, and always offered with a beaming smile. But what made it so unusual was who she gave it to. It wasn't a friend, not a neighbor, not even a teacher. She gave it to the garbage man. Every single week. Her father, James, noticed this small tradition and found it sweet, maybe even amusing. But over time, something about it tugged at him. Why was his daughter so excited, so committed to this simple ritual? Until one day, curiosity got the best of him. He decided to quietly follow the garbage man. And what he discovered would change his heart forever. Lily was just 7, but she carried the weight of the world in her tiny heart. She had lost her mother 2 years earlier, and ever since, she had become quieter. Not withdrawn, just different. Kinder. Gentler. She spoke less, but when she did, it always came from a place of deep feeling. Her mother once told her, even the smallest act of kindness can mean everything to someone. And Lily listened. Every Thursday night, she would ask her dad to bake with her. Just one cupcake. Always with pink icing, just the way her mom liked it. Her father, James, thought it was just a fun activity to bond. He never asked much. He didn't realize what it meant. To Lily, it was a mission. Each Friday morning, she would wait by the gate, cupcake in hand, eyes searching. And when the big green truck came rumbling down the road, she lit up. The man behind the wheel, Mr. Gary, would slow down, step out with a tired smile, and receive the gift like it was made of gold. Mr. Gary wasn't anyone famous. He didn't wear a suit or sit in an office. He wore worn gloves, a reflective vest, and heavy boots covered in dust. To most people, he was invisible, just the garbage guy. But to Lily, he was someone who needed love. And to Gary, Lily became his light. Every week, that pink cupcake and innocent smile chipped away at the loneliness inside him. No one else ever stopped to thank him. No one ever waved. But Lily did. Because she saw something no one else did, sadness in his eyes. And she was right. Mr. Gary had lost his daughter 6 years ago. She was Lily's age. Her name was Emily, and she too loved pink cupcakes. A drunk driver ended everything. Since then, Gary had stopped celebrating birthdays. Stopped believing people could be kind. Until Lily. Scene 3, the father's suspicion. James wasn't a cold man. He loved his daughter deeply. But lately, he noticed how serious she was about this cupcake ritual. One Friday morning, he stepped out and watched from behind the curtains. Lily handed over the cupcake, just like always. But something caught his attention. Mr. Gary didn't just say thank you. He paused, looked down at the cupcake, then wiped a tear. James watched as the man gently patted Lily's head, whispered something, and drove off. That night, James sat on the porch, lost in thought. Who was this man? Why did his daughter care so deeply? And why did he suddenly feel like he had missed something important? Scene 4, the decision to follow. The next Friday, James made a decision. After Lily handed Mr. Gary the cupcake, James quietly got into his car and followed the garbage truck at a distance. Street after street, stop after stop, until the truck turned off its route and headed down a lonely road. Past the grocery store, past the schoolyard, all the way to the edge of town. It stopped. James watched from his parked car as Gary stepped out slowly, holding something small in his hand. Napkin, a cupcake wrapper, and a photograph. Gary walked across the cemetery grounds until he reached a tiny gravestone and knelt. James saw him place the napkin beside the stone like a gift. Then, Gary spoke, his voice trembling. She reminds me of you, baby girl. She gives me hope again. James froze. Tears welled in his eyes. His chest felt heavy. He wasn't just watching a garbage man. He was watching a grieving father, finding healing from a 7-year-old's cupcake. Scene 5, a daughter's heart. That evening, James tucked Lily into bed and sat beside her. Sweetheart, he asked gently, why do you give Mr. Gary a cupcake every week? Lily looked at him, surprised by the question. She answered softly, because he looks sad, Daddy. And Mommy used to say, when you see someone hurting, you help them. James couldn't speak. His throat tightened. So instead, he just hugged her. Longer than usual, tighter than before. And in that moment, he realized something. His daughter didn't just remember her mother's words. She lived them. Scene 6. A ripple of kindness. The next week, James helped her bake. This time, 2 cupcakes. One for Mr. Gary, and one for someone else who might need it. Over time, the ritual grew. They added little notes. Sometimes cookies. Sometimes drawings. And then something beautiful happened. Neighbors noticed. Soon, Gary's route was filled with small acts of kindness. Handwritten thank you cards, water bottles left on trash bins, even small gifts during holidays. It all started with 1 cupcake. And every Friday, after work, Gary would visit the cemetery with a new note or a drawing from Lily. He no longer cried just from grief. He cried from gratitude. Final scene, voiceover conclusion. Not all heroes wear capes. And not all angels have wings. Sometimes, they have sticky fingers from icing and hearts full of love. Sometimes, it takes a child's quiet act of kindness to heal a broken soul. And sometimes, all it takes is a cupcake.